Hello again, time for a new game. Today we are here at the London Chess Classics. You can see Magnus is still 28-02 and he's playing Luke McShane, and Luke got the nickname Lucky Luke in this game, and we will see why, because he's playing very weirdly, but it works out for him. And Lucky Luke is of course this cartoon. If you're a little bit older, you know it. So Luke has the Force with him, like Skywalker in this game. So let's see what happens. And of course, like if Magnus is you can see how he's losing against a low-rated player. Of course, we have to see what happened. So Luke is playing English defense. This is it's a line that's quite hard to win against. It's a solid line. Here, of course, e5 is a move for black here, going for that kind of system. e5, knight g, e7. Another possibility is, of course, e6, knight g, e7, and then d5. Another way, which I think is kind of like some kind of main line now, I think. I don't think this setup was understood. It's like black plays d6, queen d7, b6, and bishop e7. It's also it's kind of new setup. But we can see that Magnus is actually playing the computer's first choice here. So let's look at that. He played a d6, castle, and knight h6 for some reason. I guess the plan is, of course, to control this square. And white sacrifices a pawn here. No, it's not a sacrifice because he can take here, of course. But he gives up his bishop at least. And here Magnus makes somewhat of a questionable move. He moves the knight here. Better would be to do like this, to cover here. Let's see here. I guess this is the point of white's play. This looks pretty dry for black, but yeah, nothing to worry about. Still have the bishop, so I guess maybe not that. Maybe that is fine. Sacking that pawn. Something like this would have been better for black than the game. I didn't request a computer analysis. As you can see here, just a few days ago, Stockfish version 17 has been published. You see here Stockfish 17. So we get the Stockfish analysis in this small text here, the signs on the right side here. This is Stockfish 17, and this one you see here is Stockfish 16. And obviously 17 is a lot better. So hopefully Lichess will soon program so we get Stockfish 17 here as well. Okay, Magnus decided to keep some more pieces. Obviously it's because he wants to win this game against a low rated opponent. Castle. Like it seems kind of fine for black. He has like bishop pair. White has some development, but doesn't look so threatening. Of course, c5 is a bit of a threat now, so Magnus goes back with the knight, and we can see now that obviously knight here and then here can't be the best. Like it would have been better just to play bishop d7 and take that right position. Okay, so white goes here. He prepares b4, of course, so black does this. But he does that anyway because it's pinned, so maybe a5 wasn't wasn't the best, but yeah. Okay, so here computer does not like this rook a6 here. Instead, he wants to go back here or go here. Maybe. What's this about? Okay, because I'll take here. I guess let's see here. Yeah, it's very complicated game here. Black has some pawns for the piece. Yep. Yeah, it's a complicated game now. Instead, Black did this one, and here soon Luke's strange maneuver is there will come some strange play by Luke here, so that works out. He does b5, it's the correct move. And then e3, rook ab1 looked better, but a3 is okay. a4, it's also best. And here white makes a little bit of a strange move here. This knight c6. If he played a3, h3, he has a bit of an advantage here apparently, but he did this one. Now Magnus did this, but seems like he could take here to get rid of some pieces. Why can't he take here? Okay, he can't take here because of this, of course. Has to go here. Yeah, even if white wins this one, two bishops should guarantee a draw, and black can always take here getting opposite colored bishop, and it's very, very good chances for a draw with opposite colored bishop. The computer is not worried at all here for black. But he didn't do that, he did rook e8 instead. And he went back with a knight. That's also strange, like white goes here and then he just goes back, but he wants to reroute it to d5, I guess. It's quite a complex positional game here. The computer likes queen a5 here. I guess because when this comes, yeah, then he can trade it. He can trade that annoying knight. But what about this? No, then he can take here, of course, and then here. Okay, so Magnus had to. It would have been best for Magnus to play queen a5 first, but he weakened the king side here with f5. And now white didn't do the best. He could have done that one first. Magnus would have needed to go back because his queen is getting trapped here, I think. Yeah. His queen is getting trapped here. So Magnus would have had to go here, this one, and there is attacking chances here. It's also strange, white sacrifices a piece here. But he gets, yeah, some nice pawns here. I don't think the players saw this line, even this, like that this is winning for white is just not so obvious, like that this is winning for white, it's just not obvious, but the computer thinks this is winning with 3 pawns and soon 4 and very dangerous passed pawns, and black has no counterplay. But it's a little bit superhuman to see that that is winning so far far away. But knight e5, Luke should have seen that this knight, like this threatening of the queen is like something that he should see, that he can win the queen like this. Okay, let's see what happened. He went back, and that gave Magnus the chance to play this, so he didn't have to do this annoying stuff with his queen. But he didn't do that. Instead, he played queen c5. And here is like why this game is famous, because white here starts to put his knights on the a file. He starts to put his knights on the a file here in a kind of weird way, but it works out for him because he's Lucky Luke, and you know the forces with Luke Skywalker. So he takes here, walks into this pin. It looks really, it just doesn't look correct to put yourself voluntarily in this position. He goes here to try to take it, but now he plays an even stranger move. He just blocks with this knight, and black can just take it. But when he takes it, this pawn push here, this passed pawn is like worth, it's basically worth a piece, because if he goes here, there are better moves now, but at least he can do this one and take here. But it was better to even do like this. For example, here, check, and then here, and it's a winning position for white. He will get an ending with an exchange up, but he's also like has active pieces here, something like this. And this, it's an exchange up, and this knight is in troubles. So because of that, Magnus decided to give back at once, which is correct. Luke took with the rook. He could also have taken with the knight. Would have been almost the same. It's still not so bad, like it's even material, but the computer is liking white here a lot, because he still has this c5 break, and it's open for this check, so he can maybe threaten to win the rook here sometimes. For example, if he took here, then maybe Magnus didn't see that after this one, of course he can't move the king because he's just losing the rook, but he has this c4, this like in between move here, so he doesn't lose anything. This is one way to play it. Still white still has a dominating position here, but there is, yeah, it's even material, and maybe black can get a draw here. But I don't think Magnus did. He probably didn't see that he could after this check, that he could do this one, and yeah, he's not losing the rook on b8. So he decided to go here instead. But yeah, both this one and the others are, this is also about +2 for white, so both are about the same here. So let's see what happened. He played like this, and after takes, of course he doesn't take, but he takes the 7th rank here, and that queen is in a bit of a trouble here. So he takes here. So white has like a great position here, so it's just a little bit inaccuracy and white wins. Also, this endgame, if white just takes here with the queen, that's and with the a pawn, that's also not so easy for black to stop this pawn. This is playing quite a very good game here actually. After he started, even if he Luke missed that knight d5, that was very strong to maybe trap the queen. But after that, he has played an excellent game here actually. So Magnus can't see anything better than to sack and exchange. I'm not really sure what white is threatening. I don't really see what white is threatening actually, but it's not so fun. You can't move your pieces. I guess it's just walking with the pawn here. I don't know. Let's see if you just do something like this. What's the plan here? Okay, so he threatens to the plan here is to to trap black's queen here. It can't move here. I see. So that's why he has to give up the exchange. But now it should like exchange and pawn down. Okay, now it's only an exchange, but this should be winning for white with correct play. Okay, so e5. He didn't like e5, the computer. Maybe it's better to it's better to keep that back because it can become a weakness. Pawns in the endgame can become weaknesses if you push them too far. Like, it's almost certain that white will win here, but there is like one famous position where if let's say E and F pawns are traded and these bishops are traded, then black should do h5, and that position, like king, bishop, and those two pawns against those two pawns, is actually a draw. It's like a famous position that you can hold with bishop against rook. But if white just can avoid that theoretical draw, then this should be winning for white. And yeah, the computer doesn't like e5 because it's a weakening move apparently. And yeah, Magnus had enough. He didn't actually try. He didn't even try to hold this. It's a losing position, but maybe he could have tried to hold it. Next game will be fun. Then we will see the first game against Magnus' rival on in the Internet Blitz. Magnus is of course the by far best Internet Blitz player ever, but the second best is this guy Hikaru Nakamura. And it will be fun to see their first, at least the first game I cover between those two players. Nakamura is 3 years older than Carlsen, but and he is also a strong grandmaster. He's currently, when I'm recording this video, it's Hikaru is number 2 in the world. He's the only other player except Magnus that's plus 2800. So yeah, looking forward to that one. See you then.